Okay, so hello everyone. I am so glad that you guys joined us, even though we're a little bit late. For those who don't know me, I am Kendall Boyd. I am the Senior Ruby Ambassador with Plexus, and I'm just super thankful that you guys, are always able to set aside time on your Sunday nights for these. So, sorry we are getting a late start tonight, but guys, life happens, and flexibility is important. So we get to practice that tonight. It's also really important that you guys get on as many of these calls as possible, okay? You'll get encouraged. You are going to learn exactly how you grow in this kind of business. And you also just get to see the beautiful faces of the people that are doing this journey with you. So thank you guys for making it happen. We have had just incredible growth on our team this month, and it has been, it's just been crazy. It's been a huge blessing, and I just really hope that we can continue to work together and just encourage each other and pray for each other and, just keep helping each other hit the goals that we have, because I know that you guys pouring into me and me being able to pour into you, makes this so much easier and so much more fun than a normal, job and the work that would go into that. So, I am very excited that we have a awesome guest speaker tonight, Emerald Ambassador Yvonne Cannon, and she is such a sweetheart. She agreed to get on here with super short notice. She did not have a whole lot of notice, but thankfully she and Rena, our own Rena, are buddies, and Rena sweet talked her into it, although I'm sure she did not need a whole lot of sweet talking to do it. So Rena, let me make sure you're unmuted, because I would love for you to just kind of share a bit about how you two got connected. Oh, good. You are unmuted. So you go ahead, girl, and share away.
You can hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay. Well, actually, I try to reach out to a lot of different people. Kendall, of course, is an amazing leader, but I just try to collectively just reach out to a lot of people that I see post on Facebook that I feel have a lot of leadership skills, or just a genuineness about them that I'm drawn to. And so shortly after I joined, I messaged her out of nowhere and just said, hey, you don't know me, I'm not on your team. But, I just I'm just inspired by what you post and just your genuineness. And hey, I've got a couple of questions. And I'll be honest, I've messaged a couple of people, and in the past, not everybody always messages me back. And she immediately messaged me back, and I was like, oh, hey, she was thrilled. Like, oh my gosh, that is so sweet that you said that. And since then, at first I was, gosh, I'm sorry, I have another question for you. I don't mean to bug you. And she's like, seriously, stop. Like, what do you need? Like, what can I help you with? Let me give you some ideas. And she knows if I ever kind of get down on myself or I'm in a rut, she even sent me this sweet little keychain that said Maui with a very personal card, just to kind of like, you're going to be there next year. Like, we're doing this together, one Plexus. And that gift just made me tear up. In no way, shape, or form does my progress or does my have any influence on her. So for her to take time and to message me, to help me, to even send me little trinkets and things saying, I believe in you, you can do this. And then to check on me, like, hey, how close are you to ranking up? What can I do to help? Here's some ideas. Let's try this. She is the epitome of one Plexus and what this company is all about. And her success, nobody deserves it. Well, Kendall, of course, you deserve it more, but you deserve it equally. But Yvonne deserves every success she has, and she's so close to Sapphire. It'll either be this month or next month, and I'm just so excited for her. Yes. So anyway, I'll let Yvonne take it from there.
Okay, I'm about to. All right, Rena, you are so awesome. That was the most perfect introduction. Thank you so much for that. That's what I definitely do love about Plexus is there is enough room at the top for every single person. It doesn't matter whose team that you're on. We can all be diamonds. So just know that. And you know what? When we all come together and work as a team, believe it or not, it is benefiting everyone's business, because we have an incredible part of our comp plan that's with profit sharing. So it does help us all out all together in the end. So I love that about Plexus. It's definitely a team thing, regardless on whose team you are. So
Well, you girl can take it away. We are ready to just have you kind of give us some tips on maybe what we can do to just, work our teams and pour into people in our lives. And I don't know, so many people have been growing lately, and I just feel like there's such a passion going on in our team right now to just, I don't know, set our goals, like set those big, hairy, audacious goals that we have, and just do whatever it takes to get there. So we would just love, if you have any advice and anything that you can just give us that helped you to do it, then we would love it.
Okay. So I think what really helped me at the beginning of my journey is, so I'll tell you a little bit about me. I'm an Emerald Ambassador, hopefully soon to be Sapphire any month, maybe any moment, any few days. Like you just don't know, right? So before I joined Plexus, I was having a lot of like kind of health issues, and I am very outgoing, friendly person, and I hit the ground running with Plexus. I didn't wait for my products to come in. The minute I clicked join, my upline was very new to Plexus. She's like, oh my God, this is what my friends told me to do. My upline told me to post 3-4 times a day, follow up with people that required about Plexus. So I had already was wanting to start a healthier journey, but I was having issues because I was having some health issues. So I immediately joined on Plexus, and when I clicked join, I hurried up and posted on Facebook. And I was very vulnerable with my post saying, hey, you guys, as you guys know, I've been struggling with some issues, and I've just decided to become a Plexus ambassador. Hey, if you guys want a 7-day trial packet, here's my website and go order. Right away, I had the most amazing feedback. My friends ordered. So like my first commission check was like a week's worth of me being an ambassador because I joined the last week of March. And it was like $50. But I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, I only sold very little and I made $50. Like, this is easy. And I made, I went silver within my first 30 days. And so that was kind of that. Everything, you guys, I know what it's like working. I did, my business at the very beginning, I was a full-time retail supervisor. I was working 50 to sometimes 70 hours a week. And I lived in California away from my family, being a Marine wife, having 2 active boys in sports. So literally, when I was not at work doing something with my family, I was constantly on my phone working my business. And I will tell you this, I felt like I got more done working my business when I was running around like a crazy maniac, having a job to do, because you know why? I was more intentional with my time. So when I knew I had a 30-minute lunch break, those 30 minutes lunch break, I was lucky if I ate my lunch. And at the same time, I'm like responding and following up with people that told me that they were going to order Plexus, or people that said that they wanted information about Plexus. So that is something that I learned at the beginning, was whatever little 10, 15 minutes here, that is when I worked my business. So I hit the ground running. Like I have been an ambassador now for 2 years, you guys. I believe the follow-up is the key. Everyone that's ever asked me about Plexus, I have all of their names out in a notebook. I follow up monthly on those, even those people that have inquired about Plexus from 2 years ago. Because I don't take no very well. And I say this, you're going to eventually order from me, so I'm going to keep following up with you. And you tell me whenever you're ready to order. So I'm huge on following up. My highest PV one time was like 3,000, which usually I always have 1,000 PV every single month for 2 years. I still have 1,000 PV. And I think that's really awesome for me to still do that. But 1 month I had 3,000 PV, which is the highest I've ever had. And it was all from follow-ups, just because of these people all decided this 1 month that they were all going to decide to order. I was when I was crazy busy working my schedule, I actually went to an opportunity meeting in Dallas, Texas, and it was like my first meeting with all these jewels, and I wasn't a jewel yet. And Rosalind Payne was on stage. She was a Diamond Ambassador. And I went up and spoke to her because I was like, how did you work your Plexus business? Because I work a full-time retail job. I work the business when I can, but I need help with my follow-ups. And this is her tip. And those that have a full-time job, I suggest you to do this. So she had emails pre-ready in her files, in her emails, ones that she sends out to customers and things that she sends out to ambassadors. So the minute someone joined, or bought the product, she automatically went to her emails and forwarded those emails to those people as soon as they ordered or joined. And I was like, oh my God, I needed to start doing that. And I did that, and that cut a lot of my, oh, did this person get this? Did this person did this? I also have, I hate explaining things because I feel like there's always, we're very fortunate that we have these leaders that make great YouTube videos. So at the very beginning, I've always done this. Anytime someone's joined my team, I have a list of videos I make them watch. And I've actually revamped my videos, but in my videos, I can send you guys a copy. Raina probably sees it, but I can give it to her. But in my videos, I send them 10 videos to watch. I'm like, hey, you just joined Plexus. Whenever you can, whenever you have 5 minutes here and there, watch these videos. And my videos will contain about the products, the video about the products, the videos about the comp plan, the videos about how to follow up with your customers, just different types of videos that I feel like would really get their business going. Those are something that I do that kind of saves me time. Now, I believe this. We talk about self-development, and I kind of read maybe one book before I hit Emerald. I never really did any self-development because, you guys, I was so busy working a full-time retail job, and I was in the weeds. I didn't have time to read extra. So when I finally quit working and I hit Emerald, and I really started saying, you know what, I want to be a better leader for my team. So the first book that I read that has changed my business from going to Emerald to Sapphire, maybe Diamond probably by the end of the year, is reading Millionaire by Halftime. This is what I tell my ambassadors the minute they join. I send them the videos that I tell everyone to watch. I tell them, read your success kit. We are blessed with an amazing success kit that has all the tools in there. And if you are someone that wants to work this business, or if you're curious about this business, you need to read Millionaire by Halftime, Presley Swaggerty. You can go to Amazon, buy the Kindle version book, or you can go to his website, PresleySwaggerty.com, and order the hardback book. This is why. That book is so incredible. I've actually met him. I was actually able to get him to do one-on-one training with my team. He's incredible. That book takes you step-by-step instructions on how to succeed this business. He will make you go over your why. He will teach you how to make your list of 100. He will teach you about the importance of showing the business plan or talk about the products. He will tell you the importance about setting up goals. Like, everything goes chapter by chapter in that book. So I really feel like if you want to work it, you need to read that book. Some tips that I can tell you guys that I'm doing now is I did that book challenge, and I was actually really surprised on how many people did my book challenge. Like, we read 2 chapters a week. We would post our homework. He has homework at the end of the chapter for what you should do. We would post our homework once a week, and I was really surprised who came out of those. At the end of the challenge, I really have been able to identify who are my runners. So now that I have identified my runners, I actually have a Facebook group chat with them. It's about 6 of them that have told me that they really want it. So I have a group chat with all 6 of them, and we help encourage each other. Like, we talk to each other. We talk about our goals. We give each other tips. And we just motivate each other. And it also takes away from me I always tell my people, come to me with your questions. But it gets them to get to know each other, and also to help each other and give each other ideas, because everyone has different opinions about things. And I always say this, someone always will have a better idea at me. And I like my leaders to feel like their idea can help another leader on my team be better in this business. So if you guys don't have a chat with your runners, I encourage that. It's really great and motivating to see. And this is another thing that my team is big on, that Presley Swaggerty talks about in his book. You should be following up with people all the time. And if people are not responding to you, if you have anyone that's local that you want on your team, or even distant people, we need to honestly, if we want to work in this business, it's about building relationships. You guys, we have to get away from always Facebook messaging and text messaging. I know it's so easy because it's so easy for us to do with today's technology. I am actually trying to get away from that and start sending voice chats instead. Because whenever you send a voice chat to someone, they hear your excitement about what is Plexus. And it's just, things can also get misunderstood whenever you send them by text messages. I love voice chatting. Anytime that I have a potential, I tell my team, anyone that's local, if you have someone that wants to join your team, set up an appointment. Let's go to Starbucks. Let's go to Starbucks and talk to this person, and we're going to chat one-on-one with that person. My local team that I have, we're huge on going to Starbucks, going to lunch together, going to dinner together, and we just meet up and we take our potentials there. We just have lunch, and then we'll talk Plexus. So they get to know us, and then they get to know us. That's something that I encourage. I'll share another huge tip that works for my team. I know I'm probably spilling out a lot, so tell me if I need to slow down. I believe in tag teaming. As you guys know, when someone joins your team, whether they be one of your friends, everyone should have a list of 100, but sometimes what starts happening is you start getting like common friends to join your team. And I do this too. Like, let's say there are 3 girls that I really want on my team, but they're not going to join until one of them flips over. So this is what I'll do. I'll tag team. I'm like, hey girl, like let's say my friend Cassie joined, and I also want her 2 friends to join. Well, Cassie's going to join my team, and I'll tag team. I'm like, hey Cassie, I'm so glad that you're on my team, but your friends Cynthia and Sally, I've been dying to get them on my Plexus team. Let's tag team together, and let's get them 2 to join under you. Tag teaming mutual friends with your upline is huge because it offers validation to you and to them, because now they're seeing that it's more than like 2 people that are doing Plexus, and you guys can like encourage each other and tag team someone. I'm so huge with that. I tell my team, hey, who's our mutual friends? That's the first thing I ask on my level ones when they're making a list of 100, is going after our mutual friends together with them. And that actually kind of gets some of my level ones to go silver right away. So those are some of my tips that I do. I don't know if there's something that you guys might want to ask me and I can answer questions.
Yes. So I have recently heard your opinion and strategy behind 3-way calls. So I would love for you to share that.
Okay. So a lot of the jewels have been talking about how 3-way calls are huge. And I'm like, and I admit, like I always tell my team, hey team, let's do some 3-way calls. If you have a potential that goes along with the 3-way messaging that we can just call to talk about Plexus or something, have them call me. But guess what? No one on my team will volunteer. And I'm like, what is going on, you guys? Well, after talking to my leaders, they feel like everyone jumps the wagon, and they don't want to like feel that they're like, I'm so busy that them asking me to help them on a 3-way call, like it's going to make me more busy. So I tell my team this. I go to them and I'm like, okay, right now, I want you to tell me who are some people that you've been talking to about the products or someone that you want on your team. Let's get them on a call right now. Don't tell them that I'm going to be on the line, but who can we get on the phone call right now to help you? And they set it up. And basically what we do is they'll call me and on their potential. They tell me, hey, Yvonne, this is my friend Samantha. She's been curious. She wants to take Plexus because of this. This is the products I recommend. And what do you feel about it? And I basically am saying the exact same thing. Like, oh, yeah, the triplex combo is great because it will do this. But when you get your upline or use your upline to help you close a deal, whether it be a potential like to buy products or join your team, it offers like a third validation to that person. And for some reason, they just need to hear it. So I've noticed too, when we do 3-way calls and I tell my people like, okay, get your people on the phone. We're going to start calling them. That's been a huge success.
Yeah. Well, and one thing that we've started doing lately, which kind of goes along with that, is the 3-way message chats. So if somebody is totally not comfortable getting on a three-way call, then putting them into a Facebook message chat with your upline or your upline's upline or whoever's available. Like that has been awesome. And I've loved it because I'm starting to meet people and learn who's joining my team and pour into them. And then also, be able to share my story with new people that are prospects and potentials. So,
yeah. And I love that too. Even my upline did this to me, like for my first 30 or 60 days, I automatically had my upline on my messages for the first few days when people inquired about Plexus. I was so new and I didn't know how to respond to some people. So I would be like, hey, Sally, as you know, I'm just a new ambassador. And my friend Kelly, who is a little bit more knowledgeable Plexus products, might be able to help us answer your questions. Like, by me doing that to them, like, I don't know, it helped my business too at the beginning.
When I feel like it helps get prospects to actually consider this faster, simply because it, like you said, that third-party validation that comes in. You're hearing not just you saying it over this new hobby that you have, but like it really does work for people. So,
yes.
Rena had shared your opinion on those three-way calls, and I loved it. So
yeah, they're great. They're awesome. They really work.
So I do have a question as far as, like you said, you obviously believe that follow-up is super important. Like, do you have a follow-up system that you have, or how long you wait to reach out to somebody, or because I know a lot of people ask about this.
So so let's say someone finally inquired about Plexus. I give them the information and I don't keep Plexus. I give them the basic information. And then they say they're going to order my site, and they didn't. So I'm like, okay, hey, girl, I'm just checking in with you. What were some questions? Like, what's going on? And they're like, oh, I just forgot I was so busy. So I'll give it another 24 hours from when they said that they were too busy. Hey, girl, I'm just checking in. And whatever excuse they will tell me. And if I've noticed it's been 3 days, I'm like, hey, girl, if you're not ready to order Plexus, that's fine. Let me just go ahead and I can check in with you next week. Usually right then, sometimes they'll be like, okay, I ran out of funds, or maybe they're just still too skeptic about it. I'm like, well, let me answer your questions, I do that. If they say, oh, I can't afford it right now, I find out when their next payday is going to be. I'm like, girl, let me follow up on your payday. Like, when is it? Like, I'm like, when is your next payday so I can follow up on you, girlfriend? And I'll follow up the morning of payday just because like they feel like they won't be able to afford it once they pay all their bills, So I'll do that. And if they still don't order, I follow up like a week later. So I follow up like weekly for the first month. Then I kind of notice after 30 days, depending on what they're telling me, I'll just follow up once a month. Like I said, I have everyone's name written on my follow-up book with dates on when I follow up. But I'm actually going to be changing over to a new follow-up system that I found. That a Diamond Ambassador, Andrea Mitchell, told me that she loves to do. And I don't mind. I mean, I'll tell you guys, I haven't done it yet, so I don't know how it's worked. But basically, she gets those index cards and, the boxes that go in the index cards. So she gets that, and she gets the dividers, and it's 1 through 31. And then she writes people's names on it. And it's basically, and then she'll color coded like Sally and then Cassie. If Cassie's an ambassador, she'll write an ambassador. If Sally's a customer, she writes in a customer. So let's say she follow up with them on the 1st, and instead of using a calendar to remember to follow up on that Friday, she moves that index card to day 7. So that whenever she picks up her day 7 pile, she'll know who to call and follow up on. So that's a good follow-up system. She has Andrea Mitchell, she's Diamond Ambassador. She has it on YouTube video. I don't know what it's called. I need to find that. But it's a great.
I've seen that one. I think it's just like card system follow-up or something.
And you can just take your index cards with you everywhere that you go. So because my planner is a little too big sometimes for some persons, but I kind of feel like that would be easier for me.
Yeah.
So like I said, I follow up, and when I'm following up too, I'm also building my relationship with those people so that they understand that it's not about just making a Plexus sale. Like, I genuinely care about them. And I tell them life happens. And I even say jokingly, I'm like, hey girl, if you feel like I'm being too pushy or salty, you just let me know, and I will quit following up, and I can check in with you in about 3 months. And that's what, another thing that Presley Swaggerty says, hey, if you're not ready to join my business, can I follow up with you in 3 months and tell you how my business is going? And, and you do that. You just message them and you talk to them and see what happens.
Yeah.
So I have not, like I said, I'm still following up with people from 2 years. And I mean, I have a list of like 200 and not a single one of them has ever once told me, okay, quit following up on me. They're like, you girl, keep following up. I will order one day. So,
well, and that's one thing I tell a lot of new ambassadors that I wish I had developed in the beginning was a really good follow-up system and getting organized in my follow-up, because I know that there are so many people that fell through the cracks because I didn't have that system in place. And that was something that I lacked big time was, follow-up.
mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, that's one thing I really try to impart on people. Like, you are really helping yourself out in the long run if you develop that early on with this. So this is kind of a 3-part question, I guess. I don't know, maybe 2 parts. I can't do math tonight. It's way too late. But, so how long, if you remember, did it really kind of just take you to hit your ranks? And then, okay, it is 3-part, because then if, was there anywhere that you kind of got stuck? And then if so, like, was there something you kind of changed up or something you learned that really kind of helped you get past that?
Yeah. So I went Ruby. Okay, so I joined in March of 2014 and I went silver in April. And then I went gold in September and then senior gold in October back to back. And then I went ruby in January of 05. And then senior ruby in March of 2015. I'm not 05, but 2015. And between between ruby and senior ruby, I won silver star. So, but keep in mind, I'm working. Things are going crazy for me. That's how I did. Like, obviously, I mean, there were so many silver promotions, I couldn't even keep up with it. So that's how I won silver star. I did get stuck a little bit going from senior ruby to emerald. I am a little stuck between emerald and sapphire because I am what you call an unbalanced jewel. I do have a huge fat primary leg, and it's great. It's one of those things where you get a rock star and she takes it all the way to the top. And just know that everyone's journey is different. Some people go faster than the other people. But, so I've had a little time. I had to work on my outside primary leg to get them going like my other legs. And then I had to learn that it was rare that I had this rock star come out of nowhere and just kill it, which I'm so proud of her. She's amazing. She killed it. And I was kind of comparing my team to her because she was going so fast. And I think that got me a little bit stuck because I was like, what am I doing wrong? Like, I have one girl that's killing, or 2 people that are killing it, and then the others are not. Like, what's going on? And I kind of had to learn. It took me a while to understand that it's very rare to go fast. I mean, you could go fast if you want to, but it's not a common thing. It's about your level of influence that you have. So I've been a little stuck there just recently for having primary outside leg, but after this month, I don't think I'm going to ever have that issue again. So I had to pour into my outside leg. I had to pretty much start all over. Like, I pretty much had to pretend that leg wasn't mine anymore, which is great because she's an awesome leader and I don't have to worry about that leg. And I pretty much just acted like that leg didn't exist, and I just poured into my other team, and I had to start all over again, like teaching the basics. And after I did my book challenge, I had these leaders come out of nowhere. Like, they're so incredible leaders now. And so I guess, did I kind of answer your question?
No, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like comparison is such a thing that we just naturally do. And I as well. I mean, my cousin was emerald in 10 months. So when I joined, I thought, oh, you're supposed to be able to go emerald in 10 months. And all of her friends had ranked super fast. And so I was down on me all the time thinking I'm doing something wrong. And I have really close friends in this that maybe, it's been 2 years and they're still trying to get to gold or senior gold or whatever that rank is. And then we beat ourselves up and we see all these other people ranking, and that motivates us. And so, I mean, I think it is good just to remind people, like, it's so uncommon for you to rank. And we hear about so many people ranking fast because it's those uncommon ones that are the most advertised and the most talked about. But
Yeah.
everybody else is just like us. We get stuck in places and have to learn leadership and grow. And so, so you talked a little bit about, and sorry, I only have a couple more because I don't want to keep you. I know it's super late for everybody. But you talked about how whenever you get your newbies started, you have those videos that you send them. And obviously I'm going to be getting those from you.
Yeah.
Stick Rena on you and tell her she needs to, keep asking you all your tips and tricks.
Yeah.
But is there any other thing, like how do you really get your newbies just, solidly started in this? Like, how do you follow up with it? I mean, obviously you follow up.
I like ask them, hey, take your products this way. Have you read your success kit? How are you? Hey girl, have you watched those videos? And you can tell right away, but then again, I kind of know who wants it, who joins now and is ready to work. And then I have those that are just wholesale buyers. And if they're just wholesale buyers, I just follow up with them as customers, and I keep telling them, if if we got 3 people to join your team, you could go silver and make enough income. So I kind of more gentle with them. But if it's someone that wants to work this business and they want to hit the ground running, I'm asking them, are you reading your success kit? Did you watch those videos? And depending how they respond is how I go forward. Because if they're telling that they want to work the business, but they haven't read the success kit and they haven't watched those videos and they haven't ordered Presley Swaggerty's book, to me, that's kind of like, well, you told me you wanted it, but you haven't done anything to get your business going. So I kind of go by that. And if I have someone that's doing everything, I hurry up and schedule a 3-way phone call, sit with my upline, and we just kind of talk. Like, let her get to know me, let her get to know my upline. We talk about their goals, and we give them tips like making sure that they're posting right away on Facebook, making sure they're reading the team pages, and just go from there.
Okay. So this is the last question that I have for you, I promise.
Okay. No, you're fine.
So obviously, you've been doing this for a while. So you have talked to a lot of the people in your warm market. And I know I hear that a lot from people. Like they feel like they've reached out to everybody and, they've kind of run out of people to reach out to. So do you have like a way that you're intentional about just growing that warm market and networking with new people?
Yeah. So I'm a social butterfly. I am that friend that if you ever want to take a friend to your party, like I can go because I feel like I can get along with everybody, your family. Like, I've actually been dates for my friends when their husbands can't show up because I'm like, I want to talk to everybody in the room. I'm an extrovert. So this is what I do. When I go to parties and I meet my friends' friends, I hurry up the next day after that event. After I've met a few people, introduced myself to new people, I add them on Facebook. I hurry up and add them, especially after we get tagged on the same pictures. I do that. I add them to my Facebook. They may have already heard about me being a Plexus ambassador at this event, but if not, hey, they're going to watch my Facebook post. I volunteer at the school, and I've gotten to know a few moms, and I talk to them, obviously, the homeroom moms, and we share what we do. And I'm like, and I tell them, hey, I was like, hey, if you ever want to, I know you're a stay-at-home mom. If you ever want to make some extra income, here's my business card. I'm a Plexus ambassador. And I tell them, I'm like, here's my card. And I'll hurry up and get their information, and I'll add them to Facebook. So because I mostly do my business off Facebook. So anyone that I meet, I add him. My husband, I tag my husband on posts. I'm not friends with all of his friends. I also have wholesale buyers that tell me they don't want to work the business, but they're okay with me tagging them once a week on posts, like a general Plexus post, and I get into their news feed. My friends, I have a lot of supportive friends, but if you want to tag me as well, I'll tag my friends in a different post. So I'm all about asking my friends, hey, if you don't want to join my team or order products, you might know someone that wants it. Can I tag you on some posts? Can you help me out? I straight up ask my friends, and they say yes.
So you're wholesalers that don't want to work the business. So you ask them if you can tag them once a week in a post?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, in a general Plexus post. Yeah. Because, and you know what I do? Actually, this is how I made one of my wholesale buyers silver. So I noticed if they're friends that liked it, And I'll be like, and I'll message them because I always believe anyone that likes or comments on your post, you should follow up. Like, I follow up. I'm like, hey, girl, thank you for liking my Plexus business post. Just to let you know, if you ever, depending if I know they're casually asking, like, hey, if you know anyone that needs more energy, has some gut issues, or possibly would like to make some instant income, can you give them my information? Like, I'll say it like that, and that kind of tells me whether or not maybe they would want to order. But if I notice the friend that I'm tagging is constantly getting liked from her friends, I'll be like, hey, girl, like, you had 20 friends of your friends that liked my post. Can I follow up with them and, like, add you to the message? And there was one girl that she had this huge interest, and I did all the work. She was in the 3-way messaging. I did all the work. I put all these cells underneath her, and I actually made her silver because she had a market for it, and she had no idea. And she's like one of my rock stars now on my team. Like, she didn't even I kind of made her do this business, but after she saw what I did for her, like, she was just so impressed. Like, oh my God, it's really not that hard, you know?
Yeah.
And I also do this, and this is something I told my team to do if they feel like they're stuck. I tell them, well, I want you to ask your customers or your wholesale buyers to make a small testimony post. We did this a few weeks ago. Some of my girls took a challenge. They took up the challenge, and it was basically having our wholesale buyers give a 2-3 minute testimony, like, if they're okay with announcing it, because some people are secret ambassadors or secret, customers. Be like, hey, I've been feeling lately, I've noticed I've had more energy. I've been taking these products, Plexus. If you guys have any information, message my friend Samantha. She'll hook you up. Just try to encourage customers and wholesale buyers to do a post for you and tag you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep.
Okay, girl. Well, thank you so much. Man, you are a little firecracker. I love it.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully I didn't, like, wear you guys out or, give you guys too much information or not enough.
And that's also why we record these, so that I can watch them over and over and over, because when I try to type out my notes, you guys can hear all my clicking. So
yeah, no.
Really during the call. So
yeah.
Thank you so much. I know this was a crazy day and a crazy night for you, and we got to see your dark face and, like, your light in the car.
Yeah, no, yeah.
It's like a little creepy. But it totally worked because you brought so much wisdom, and we are so thankful you joined us. So, and thank you for suckering her into this.
No, Raina, thank you for letting me, and thank you guys for letting me share my tips and everything.
Yes. Okay, well, I'm going to stop the recording really quick. Hang on.